You may be seated. Class of 2020. Did you ever think you'd get to this point? I want to thank you all as parents, as family members for attending the ceremonies for this class of 2020. What a ride you guys have been on. But you've definitely never forgot what happened. And I hope you never forget where you came from and all the things you've learned this last 4 years. Your class will definitely be in the history books. This is something you will tell your kids, your grandkids about. I was a part of that. I was that class that survived COVID-19 or the coronavirus. And so for that, never lose sight of where you came from and never lose sight of this is home, okay? You can always come back. I want to take a moment to thank a few people. There's a lot of people that got you where you are today. There's a lot of people that get us all the jobs done around here. This doesn't all happen on its own. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that I need to thank, and I ask that you bear with me for just a second. First of all, just thank you to Ms. Holcomb. All the hours, and she's up here 6, 7, 8 o'clock last night still putting things together, still planning, still organizing. Back again this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, we're out here again. So thank you to her and all her efforts. Because again, this stuff doesn't happen on its own, and I sure appreciate all your time and effort. Thank you to the guidance department. They do a lot of this, putting the stuff together and the brochures and everything that they do for her and helping Ms. Holcomb, so I appreciate the guidance department. Thank you to Mayor Mike. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate any time that I have questions or I need anything as a community, you're always willing to listen and help me with that, and I appreciate that. I also want to take a minute. It is 2020. You are correct. But I want to thank our board members. Today we have Bill Robinson, Mike Waltney, Larry Tomlinson, and Chad Carl, and I appreciate you all being here today. Again, they help get the things that we need as a school system and as a school, and I sure appreciate all their help and everything they do for us. To Dr. Wright, hopefully I don't wear you out too much with too many questions, but I appreciate it. And one thing that I will say, it sure is nice as a principal, is that her phone's always on and she's always willing to talk, and I appreciate that, and you can ask questions. I want to thank the two people that are right there by my side through all of this, and that's Mr. Hill and Ms. Atkinson. There's no way I could do this job without you two, and you've been a great asset to me and to I know our school, and I sure appreciate everything that you all do for me, because you're an unbelievable help. And he'll probably kill me for saying this, but I want him to know how much that I appreciate him, and I think of him as a dear friend. But I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Luttrell. I cannot talk about the class of 2020 in the last 4 years of Watertown High School and not mention Mr. Luttrell and all the time and effort he's put into this school and put into you guys. And I just hope he knows how much we appreciate the culture and the commitment of excellence he started a long time ago, and we hope to continue as time goes on. Thank you, Mr. Luttrell, and everything that you do for us. Dr. Wright, I also want to make sure you hear what I say next, because I want to say a very special thank you to the best faculty and staff in the state. And I want to make sure she hears that, because I have no doubt in my mind, and I believe that. The amount of hours that go into being a teacher, the amount of time that they spend away from their family, and when their kids and family go to bed at night and they're planning lessons for the next day and they're grading papers, and they're spending weekends at home preparing lessons for the following week, you never get enough credit and you never get told thank you enough. So I just appreciate everything that you guys do, and thank you for all your hard work and effort. Last, but certainly not least, I want to thank you, the class of 2020. It's been an incredible last 4 years. As time passes on, your accomplishments will stack up of all the other graduating classes in Watertown history. When we start talking about accomplishments, it's amazing to look at the academic accomplishments of this graduating class. 58% of our students graduated with a GPA of 3.5 or higher. 30% of our students graduated with a GPA of 4.0 or higher. "54% of our students scored a 21 or higher on the ACT. And we set a goal at the beginning of the year with this class, and we asked them something that had never been done at Watertown High School. We asked them to bear with us and work for us and be committed and see if we could get a 21 as a class average on the ACT. They accepted that challenge, and not only did they accept that challenge, but they hit it head on and knocked it out of the park. And as a class, we had a class average, which was the highest ACT in the history of Watertown High School, of a 21.3. This graduating class of 2020, through all the ups and downs you've had, as of today, they have been offered $4.8 million in scholarship money. At this time, I want to recognize 4 students. But something that's hard to do when you go through every day, being here through good times, bad times, days you don't feel so well. But we had 4 students this year who had perfect attendance for the school year. And if you would, as I recognize you, would you please stand? Autumn Beck, Will Poston, William White, and Antonia Williamson. Would y'all please stand? Thank you. These next 4 students I'm going to introduce, and I'll ask you if you would please stand also. These 4 students are going to do something pretty special. They will be leaving soon to serve our country, to give us the freedoms that we have, that we get to enjoy. So many times we forget the word freedom. It doesn't come free. There's a price that's paid, a debt that's paid, and that's not a free thing. But it sure is nice to have the freedom we have today to sit here. These 4 will be going into the military, and I ask that you please stand and so you can be recognized. A.J. Moody will be going into the Army. Angelina Westbrook and William Tate into the Marines. And Donna Evans will be entering the Naval Academy. I would also like right now, if we have anybody that is in the attendance today and you've served in the military, would you please stand at this time so we can thank you for your services and your time spent helping serve our country. One of the things we're going to do next here is, and it's something that sticks out with this group, and I want to make sure that they're recognized, and I want to make sure you as parents see, because as proud as we are, the successes they've had academically, I'm going to name off of clubs and groups and organizations in our school, and as I name your club, if you would, and you're a part of that, would you please stand to be recognized? What's amazing, the successes we've had academically, is to look at all the involvement our kids are involved in. All the things that they're doing outside of school, all the things that they're doing to also represent Watertown High School in a way that's been well represented, and I can't thank them enough for that. If you're a part of the art club, would you please stand? Anybody? The band, if you're a part of the band. Thank you. If you're a member of Beta. Thank you. Do we have any book club members? It was just started this year. I know a lot of younger people started that. The Business Honor Society. The choir. Thank you. The Drama Club or Thespian Society. Thank you. FCA. If you're a part of FBLA. FFA. Something new that we started this year also, the Gaming Club. Thank you, guys. HOSA. If you're a part of the journalism, TV, or the yearbook, please stand. Mu Alpha Theta. Thank you. National Honor Society. Thank you. The Spanish Club. If you participated in an athletic sport, you're part of an athletic team, please stand. Thank you. If you're a part of student council. Thank you. Parents, I just want to say thank you to you. When you look at all the things that this class has done and how the success they've had, but also you've just seen how engaged they are and all the extracurricular activities that they perform in. And that says a lot about you as a parent. And if you would at this time, please, if you're a parent of one of these graduates, would you please stand so the class of 2020 can say thank you to you all. At this time, if you would, let's please stand. We're going to have Kaylee Baker sing their national anthem, and please remain standing as Sydney Merle says the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner gave wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Sydney. Everyone may be seated. At this time, we're going to present our Salutatorian and Valedictorian speeches. This year, we actually had Valedictorians that were tied, so we'll actually have two of those speeches, but this time we're going to have Will Poston in our Salutatorian speech.
Hi, my name is Will Poston, and first of all, I'd like to say what an honor it is to represent the class of 2020 as Salutatorian. Over the past 4 years of high school, our class has exceeded expectations academically, athletically, or whatever it may be, and to be a part of such a successful group of people is nothing short of a blessing. Despite the hard times of the class of 2020 has made the most of what we had, from breaking the state average in our ACT scores, to athletically being state runner-up in volleyball, having a near-perfect football season, and many more, along with extremely successful clubs and activities. It's a shame that such greatness had to be cut short, but I have nothing but confidence that my fellow peers and I will be successful in whatever path of life we choose to walk. To be a part of schools here at Watertown have been nothing short of the most unforgettable 12 years of my life, and I want to thank my fellow peers, teachers, my ag teachers, Mr. Grandstaff, Ms. Hughes, Mr. Bradshaw, and coaches for making that possible.
Hello friends, loved ones, and most of all, class of 2020. I'm honored and humbled to have the opportunity to address you all today. No one can deny that the last few months have been unexpected, challenging, and probably filled with far too much Netflix. Even though nothing like this has happened before, the pandemic is not the whole story of our senior year or our graduating class. Obviously, nobody here will forget what has been happening across the world and in our community this spring, but I hope we don't allow it to overshadow all of the great things that happened these past 4 years. Looking back to the start of the school year, I realized that one of the best things about our class is how supportive we are of one another. I think that anyone who has been in or seen our incredible student section would agree. I remember how much fun it was to see everyone dressed up on game day supporting our team. With the band playing and everyone cheering, I knew we were family. As the school year progressed, we encountered new challenges. We started to feel more pressure to make plans for the future, whether we were planning on college, technical school, starting a career, joining the military, or any other path. I saw my classmates working each and every day to make these dreams a reality. With that said, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the people who have helped me on my own path. I have been incredibly fortunate to have caring, passionate, and encouraging teachers throughout my time at Watertown High School. Thank you for your hard work and often unrecognized sacrifices. I would especially like to thank Mrs. Starling for her patience and kindness, Mr. Del Bosco for making class fun and engaging every day, and Coach Hackett for teaching me that strength and conditioning is not for everyone. To the ladies of guidance, thank you for always being there to answer my questions and listen to my problems. To Coach Brown, thank you for showing me how to lead with character and integrity. To my mom and dad, thank you for always being there and pushing me to do things I didn't think I could do. Everything I have and ever will achieve is possible because of your endless love and support. And finally, thank you to the class of 2020. These past years, we have grown up together and supported one another through good times and bad. I know everyone here today has dealt with loss over the last few months. It was heartbreaking not to be able to share our last club trips, sports games, and school events. However, this time apart should be a reminder of the memories we had together as Purple Tigers. As we leave here and go our separate ways, I wish all of you happiness and success. I encourage you to remember the lessons this community taught us of kindness, respect, and empathy. And remember that no matter what obstacles we face, we are stronger together. Congratulations, class of 2020.
First off, I want to thank friends, family, and teachers for attending this graduation of Watertown High School's class of 2020. I don't mean to sound cliche, but I think everyone can agree with me. These past 4 years have been nothing but unconventional. Almost everyone sitting in front of me in their caps and gowns cannot wait to grab their diplomas, sing the alma mater, take pictures, say goodbye, and start their life. However, many of us have doubts about the future. The uncertainty may scare us. All of our life, we've been pushed to plan ahead. Through personality tests, career quizzes, and standardized testing, we've been led to believe many things that are just not true. For example, we believe that our ACT score represents our true intelligence. We believe that our entire life must be planned out by the age of 16, and we believe that the only jobs worth working are very high-paying and are STEM-related. But this just isn't the case. It is a fact, however, that our plans will change constantly in our lifetime, but this shouldn't scare anybody. There are many successful people out there that we know by name that didn't find their calling until later in life. Firstly, Harrison Ford was a professional carpenter for over a decade. He was hired to build sound stages and an office for George Lucas, but after an off-the-cuff reading for Lucas, Ford was discovered by Steven Spielberg, which eventually led to him getting the role of Han Solo in Star Wars. Another is author Stephen King. He wrote It, The Shining, and many other amazing novels turned movies, but he worked as a janitor at a high school. It was at this job that he worked on his first successful novel, Carrie. And lastly, Walt Disney himself was a newspaper editor, but was fired because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Others include famous Italian opera singer Andrea Bocelli, who was a lawyer, Sylvester Stallone, who was a deli counter assistant, and President Ronald Reagan, who was an up-and-coming actor. I've had the honor of getting to know the people of this graduating class, and there's so much potential. Everyone here, and not just us graduates, has accomplishments that should not be overlooked, gifts that should not be rejected, and talent that should not be hindered. I leave you today with this verse. Matthew 6:34 states, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." God bless everyone, and congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Will, Lenora, and Donna for those speeches. I appreciate that, and I know your classmates do also. At this time, we're going to present some scholarship award winners, and at this time, we'll present our first one.
Good morning, everyone. Let's just keep ourselves honest here. Okay, my name's Tom Forsyth, and I'm here representing the United States Naval Academy, a school that one of your valedictorians is going to attend. And I'd like to start off by telling you a little bit about the Naval Academy and the process that Donna Marie had to go through to get accepted. Naval Academy is a smaller college in today's terms, just a little bit over 4,000 students up in Maryland. It's similar in that it's a technical school, although it has English majors and history majors. What's unusual about it is that it literally draws students from not only across the country but around the world. Literally students from every congressional district, and as well as places like Guam and Puerto Rico territories attend there. So it's a tremendously diverse and homogeneous place of students that have excelled in high school. The kind of students that they're looking for are people with really good academic performance, but also athletic performance. What's quite unusual about the service academies, and there are 5 service academies for Army, Navy, and Air Force, as well as the Coast Guard and Merchant Marine, is that, in fact, there's a medical exam that you have to go through to pass. There's a physical exam. You have to do sit-ups and push-ups and other things, as well as the academic things that everyone else has to do as they apply to various colleges, be that Austin Peay or Harvard. So it's quite common there. The applications are so it's pretty challenging, and that's what Donna Marie's been dealing with over the past 8 or 9 months. The competition is keen. Every year there's about 11 or 1,200 students that are admitted. Generally there's 16 to 18,000 people that apply. So that's less than 10%. It's quite competitive. And what draws people there? Well, the service academies, and Navy in particular, are leadership laboratories. The speakers just spoke about leadership and where your clubs and your teams have been successful here at Watertown in the community. And that's really what's unique about those service academies, is that they take young men and women that have are achievers, but also have the knack for leadership, because Einstein was a brilliant fellow, but he wasn't really much of a leader. He was kind of a do-it-yourself sort of guy. And the military needs leaders that can function in that technical world. And that's what is a key thing that we're looking for, that we're trying to bring there. And the graduates all wind up in leadership roles. They graduate, they go off to the Navy and Marine Corps as ensigns and second lieutenants that become pilots and submarine officers and ship officers and Marine, all the range of Marine officers, be they ground or air, as well as even the special forces. Those require those leadership skills, and those are the people that we're looking for. And that's what Donna Marie has demonstrated, that she is that kind of person. It's an achievement that is difficult with those under 10% acceptance rates, often down as low as 5%. It's uncommon for kids to get accepted out of that pool, and it's an achievement for the entire community, for not only for Donna Marie, but for her classmates, as well as the faculty and the entire community, that we've been able to accomplish that here. Now, one of the other special things about the service academies is that they are scholarship programs, that there's no tuition. In fact, the students earn a salary while they're there, even though it's mostly tucked away, paying on other things. I'd like to ask Donna Marie to come up for a second, if she would, because the scholarship amount is a pretty big number. So here, hold this so it doesn't blow away on us. Generally, it's estimated at around $400,000 for the 4 years. It's a really big number. It's a big deal. But it's also a big commitment on Donna Marie's part. It's a difficult place. School, it's what's interesting there is here your athletics are optional. You're a track person, and we have different sport teams here. Well, at the Naval Academy, you have to be involved in a sport in every season, fall, winter, and spring. So if you need to take a week off to study for that exam, you don't get to do that. You have to balance all those things. So it's a real accomplishment, and this is just a evidence of the investment that we as a society are putting into the men and women that go to that school. And I'd like to congratulate and thank you for doing that, Donna Marie.
Good morning and congratulations, class of 2020. My name is Michelle Sweeten Simpson. I'm a proud 1987 graduate of Watertown High School. I have the privilege of recognizing the 2020 recipient for the Brent Bishop Memorial Scholarship. Brent, son of Jerry and Carolyn Bishop and brother to Belinda Bishop Daniel, was an athlete, honor student, member of FCA, and a follower of Jesus Christ. On April the 28th, 1985, the night of his junior prom, Brent died in a car accident. Brent was an all-around great guy who was always good and kind, qualities that we definitely need more of in today's time. And this year's scholarship recipient always shows these qualities too. I was blessed to call Brent my friend, and I am so proud to announce that this year's recipient of the Brent Bishop Memorial Scholarship goes to my nephew, Nathan Sweeten.
It is my pleasure today to present to you the recipient of the Kemp Foster Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship was inducted 5 years ago to honor a current Watertown High School senior that exemplified the qualities of Kent Odell Foster, a Watertown student who tragically and much too early lost his life. Kent was quiet till he got to know you. He was smiling most of the time. His competitive nature caused him to work hard on everything he did. He had a passion for life, for laughter, and he knew that Jesus Christ was his Savior. I knew that these characters were true about Kemp because I had the privilege of teaching him in the classroom at Watertown High School. The scholarship that's been created in his honor is presented to a graduating senior each year that demonstrates the qualities that Kemp possessed. Tremendous work ethic in and out of high school, exemplary character to their peers and to adults, someone that possesses a pursuit for life, laughter, someone that's a leader, someone that has a heart that desires to serve the Lord. And I am honored to present the 2020 Kemp Foster Scholarship to a young lady that's very dear to my heart personally. And the winner this year is going to be Miss Sydney Marie Merle.
Hello, class of 2020. I'm Becky Dungy and your chamber president this year, and I am here to present the Sue Talley Scholarship. The Sue Talley Scholarship Award is presented each year to a Watertown High School senior that exemplifies the qualities that made Sue Talley special to her community. This student's leadership, service to the Watertown community, and most of all, going that extra mile for faculty and students, as Sue Talley did, is what the scholarship represents. The first recipient of the award has participated in a number of clubs during his high school career. He has been involved in the Future Farmers of America, where he held several offices, including president of the Watertown chapter. He participated at the state and national levels in ag mechanics skills, land judging, and conduct of chapter meeting competitions. He was a member of Mu Alpha Theta Honor Society, Young Leadership Wilson, National Honor Society, Beta Club, and a member of the baseball team for 4 years. He is currently enrolled in dual enrollment classes at Cumberland University and MTSU. He has maintained a GPA of 4.464 while being very active in school and community activities. He plans to pursue a career in agriculture as a soil conservationist or civil environmental engineer. The first winner of the Sue Talley Scholarship is William Poston. And we've got one more. The second recipient has also been involved in both school and community activities. He is also a member of the Watertown baseball team for 4 years and very active in Fellowship of Christian Athletes and student government. His list of community activities were very impressive, having volunteered for Sherry's Run, Wilson County Fair Youth Board, Youth Baseball, AAU volunteer coach, and Upward volunteer coach. He is also active in his church, volunteering for Vacation Bible School, Church Youth Group, and Operation Christmas Child. He has maintained a GPA of 4.328. He has been accepted for enrollment at Dartmouth College this fall. The second winner of the Sue Talley Scholarship is Brady Chappell.
Good morning. I'm Lanita Howard, and I served on the scholarship committee that sold the bricks in the foyer up at the new high school. When it was announced that Watertown was getting this beautiful new facility, a group of visionaries came together to create a new tradition associated with that momentous occasion. That tradition was a new scholarship funded by the sale of the bricks in the area that is called the Purple Tiger Passage. The scholarship fund grows with the sale of the bricks, which continues today. The first scholarships were awarded to the class of 2015. Today, with our presentation of 4 scholarships totaling $4,400, the scholarship fund has presented a grand total of $22,800 to worthy graduates of this wonderful school, and that will continue thanks to the perpetual fund created by the brick sales. The bricks were purchased by individuals, businesses, and clubs, people here in the community, organizations, to show their support, to memorialize people, to honor recent graduates. And if you haven't already done so, we'd love to see you buy a brick to celebrate your graduate. This year, we're proud to honor 4 Watertown High School Scholarship Fund recipients. Our first recipient was active in FBLA, HOSA, FFA, National Honor Society, Beta Club, Student Government, Volleyball, Youth Leadership Wilson, and plans to attend Tennessee Tech, majoring in international business. Our first recipient is Sydney Merle. Our next recipient played golf and baseball and was active in FFA, FBLA, HOSA, the National Honor Society, Alpha Mu Theta, Student Government, and Youth Leadership Wilson, and is planning to major in the field of agriculture at MTSU. Will Poston. Third, our recipient participated in choir from 2016 to 2020, theater arts, National Beta Club, and the National Honor Society, and plans to pursue a degree in arts, graphic design at Middle Tennessee State University. Our third recipient is Alex Queen. And finally, last but not least, our recipient was involved. I have a B. Oh, okay. FBLA, HOSA, Skills USA, Beta Club, Student Council, National Honor Society, and Youth Leadership Wilson, among other things, and plans to major in psychology at Oxford College of Emory University. Our final recipient is Lenora Upchurch.
Good morning. The award I'm presenting is the Robert Massey Turner Scholarship. Mr. Turner graduated from Watertown High School in 1949, and he exemplified outstanding loyalty as a student, friend, family man, naval officer, business leader, and church member. This award is presented annually to a student in recognition of exceptional performance and loyalty in their endeavors at Watertown High School. This year's winner is someone who I've enjoyed getting to know and getting to watch on the football field, the basketball court, and also in the classroom. He exemplifies everything this scholarship is about, and this year's 2020 winner of the Robert Massey Turner Turner Scholarship is Elijah Williams.
We'll wait for Elijah to get back there. Congratulations to you winners of the scholarships. I know there's been a whole lot of time and effort put into your skills and all the time that you put in Watertown High School, and I just say thank you for that. It is my pleasure and honor at this time to introduce our guest speaker. David Griffin is a 1964 graduate of Watertown High School and a 1968 graduate of Middle Tennessee State University. A certified public accountant, he has been active as a principal owner in various businesses, including a certified public accounting firm and a national real estate investment firm. The past 30 years, he has directed, along with his wife, their own real estate investment firm. He is married to the former Brenda Parkerson, a 1965 graduate of Watertown High School. They have 2 sons and 4 grandchildren. They live in Nashville and also in Venice, Florida. Please welcome Mr. David Griffin.
Good morning. Darren, thank you for that generous introduction. Mr. Brown, faculty, guests, parents, board members, and parents, and certainly the graduating class of 2020, I am pleased and honored to be your commencement speaker. A special tribute should go to the parents today. I have 2 sons. Brent and I have 2 sons, and along the way, we thought maybe we would never get to graduation day. There were some potholes along the way, and I don't know if any of your parents have had that experience or not, but certainly congratulations to you, and it's much deserved. You see, I'm a native of Watertown. Watertown is my hometown. Watertown High School is my school. I graduated in '64. I have the tassel here to prove it. First through the 12th grade. My 2 brothers graduated in 1960 and 1966. As Darren mentioned, my wife, the former Brenda Parkinson, graduated in 1965. My parents, Doyle and Sarah Griffin, were classmates in the class of 1934. And my grandfather, Ballard Griffin, along with 150 other concerned citizens in this area, raised a tremendous amount of money in 1910 and 11, over $10,000, and built the first high school in Watertown. The same school, after some additions, that I went to elementary school in. As you can see, my family history runs deep in the purple and white, and we're certainly proud of our town and our high school. You know, it was with pride that I was out of state and in a national story about Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban being here and performing for medical workers at the, I think it's the Stardust Drive-In. I received many texts and many congratulatory phone calls from friends and people that knew I was a native of Watertown, and Watertown was on the national map. We still follow the successes of Watertown. My brothers and I still follow the athletic success of Watertown High School. We were in Murfreesboro several years ago. It seemed like along with the entire population of Watertown, to see the boys basketball team play in the state tournament. We follow the football team successes and their playoff successes. We keep up with the scores on the internet, attend games occasionally, and rise and fall with their fortunes. It was especially a great night for all of us the last 2 years when we beat Hartsville in the regular season. I know it's called Trousdale County now, but for us, it'll always be Hartsville. They're always a tough nut to crack. And last fall, Watertown's first ever team to go to the state championship game or match was held, the girls volleyball team. And it was especially neat for Brent and I because our great niece, Abby Parkinson, was a sophomore starter on that particular team. I'm talking to Abby and her parents. They intend to go back to Murfreesboro again this year or wherever the tournament is held and bring home the big trophy. My continuing interest in Watertown High School is just not limited to athletics, but also to academics. I keep up with the rankings, and with pride to see that Watertown is ranked in the top echelon of the state's public high schools. And it certainly warms my heart, which I'm sure it does all you folks here, that we're ranked ahead of our friends in Lebanon. After I accepted Mr. Brown's invitation to speak today, I was feeling pretty good. A friend of mine had told me that Charles Reeder, Charlie to me, had given the speech a few years ago. Charlie's a little older than me, and I have great respect for Charlie. And to be included in that same sphere with him was neat. Then I sort of panicked. I said, what am I going to talk about that would be anywhere entertaining or instructive or inspirational to this group of high school graduating seniors? So I thought, and I said, well, I think I'll talk about change. I've seen a lot of change in the 50 years or plus since I've graduated from Watertown. I've seen cell phones and the internet, music I don't understand, Amazon, cable TV, cars that get more than 10 miles a gallon, et cetera, et cetera. And then I thought, what am I talking about? We're going through now the biggest change this country has seen in anyone's lifetime with the COVID-19 pandemic. And as testament to that, we're all 6 feet apart, except this crowd. And it's not because we don't like each other. One day we're going to school, going to basketball games, going to malls, shopping, going to church. Next day we're at home, not going to work. We're afraid to go out at night. We're shaking hands, not shaking hands anymore. Who knows whether that 2,500-year-old custom will come back or not. We're washing our hands every 5 minutes. We're afraid we're going to run out of toilet paper. And when I was growing up, my dad had a grocery store, and at that time we delivered groceries in town. People would call in, they'd give their order, we'd fill it, we'd get in a delivery truck and deliver groceries. Me and my two brothers tore up a lot of delivery trucks in our time growing up. We had some help from Bill Robinson back here, but now that's back in vogue again, so customs certainly changed. So as I'm standing here today, the change really doesn't fit the bill. You folks, about your accomplishments and your scholarships and your ACTs and everything else, you've handled change quite well. I'm sure much better than us older folks here today. So you've got change down, and there's no reason to talk about that anymore. So I thought, and I thought, well, what am I going to talk about the remaining time? And I thought, well, what did I talk to my two sons about when they were at this same stage, about going after they graduated from high school or college? What advice did I give them? And I gave them plenty of advice. I'm sure, like a lot of parents, not all of it was well received. The breeze feels good to me. So I'll just mention 2 or 3 things that I mentioned to them. First, for the next 50 years or so, most of you will be in a career or a job earning a living. And my advice is just don't settle on a life course because it's easy or convenient. Seek out what you truly want to do, what you have a passion or the talent to do. that you find fulfilling and satisfying. Life is way too short to be in a vocation or a job that is not fulfilling and that you dread to go to work every day. Now, it's still work. That's why they call it work. But certainly you want to seek out what interests you, and it may take some time to do that. The faculty here in Watertown found their calling. Maybe they always knew they wanted to be a teacher. Maybe some of them found that out when they were in college. But I know they're fulfilling their calling by just looking at this graduating class. It's hard work, but it's certainly fulfilling. For some of you, you may be going to college, a lot of you, and it's a great place to find that calling. You may start out in one direction and wind up in another. That certainly happened to me. My mother wanted me to be a pharmacist. Her brother had a drugstore in Hartsville, and that lasted about a semester with me. I didn't like cutting up frogs and doing chemistry equations. I knew I wasn't going to be able to teach English or a foreign language, but I eventually found business and finance, and the rest is history. For some, it may be going in the services, which we've learned today, and it's a great calling, great to make a career, or great to get your start. And it may just be in the industry or one of the trades. The world certainly needs those, and it can be very fulfilling. I started, and it may take a while to find your calling. Out of college, I started in one profession, which I knew for certain that would be my lifetime work. And that lasted for about 10 years, and there was a fork in the road. So I took a left turn and took that fork and went into a different career. You may do the same thing. You may start out in one direction and come to a point that other opportunities open up. Don't be afraid to take that fork. It can be certainly fulfilling. The second thing I told my sons is show up in its cousin, hard work. There's a saying that 80% of life is just showing up, not just when it's easy and convenient, when it's hard and unpleasant, when people are counting on you. And I hate to say it, but it's somewhat rare today. So keep that in mind and be dependable. And hard work. I've got two quotes, one from Thomas Jefferson, third President of the United States. I quote, "I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it." And the second quote is from Colin Powell, former Army General and Secretary of State. "There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failures." I've never known a successful person that is deemed by society to be successful that didn't work hard. Athlete, teacher, doctor, businessman, farmer, hard work was a common denominator. It's not a guarantee for success, but without it, success is not possible. And the third thing I told my sons, observe the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. Be humble, amicable, friendly. In short, a nice person. It's free. It doesn't cost a thing. Everybody knows how to do it. And it'll pave the way for a lot of success. In my business life, I've seen people that had the talent and the hard work, but were either disagreeable, a complainer, a whiner, and in the end, it limited what they could eventually do. It's a limiting factor. So just be a nice person. It's very free. One more thing, and I'm finished. I have a prediction. I had many fond memories of my time at Watertown High School, but as the years pass, those memories begin to fade. All the games and activities. Can't remember the scores. Sometimes I can't remember who won. I do remember a classmate of mine, Jerry Sutherland, who's a dentist now in Hendersonville. He scored 50 points in a basketball game. I think I was there, but I'm not positive. Some of my classmates I've not seen since we graduated. Only a few I see on a recurring basis. Some are no longer with us. But I do remember my teachers. After high school, I went to 4 years in college, and as try as I may, I can only recall 2 or 3 of my professors' names. But I can remember all my elementary school teachers. It's a little easier for me because in my 5th and 6th grade, we had the same teacher, Miss Sadie Knox, who was a legend in her own time, a great educator, a disciplinarian, and she didn't mind doling out discipline and deportment with an axe handle. And that is no joke. I also remember my high school teachers, Mr. Herbert Jennings and his wife, Jo Frances Jennings, Mrs. Jane Hale, Coach Brian Robinson, Principal J.H. Chumley, Mr. Harry Love, whose home place and farm is where this magnificent educational complex is located. These teachers, plus other grown-ups in Watertown, were models to me to emulate as I was growing up. And they served me well. And my prediction, this will be true for you also. Not now, not 5, 10 years from now, but later on, as the other memories fade, you'll remember your teachers and the ones that inspired you, educated you, and were there for you, and were significant in your development. Thanks for having me as your commencement speaker. Congratulations to the 2020 graduating high school class, Watertown High School. And may we all be purple and white tigers, life forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin, for those kind words. To the class of 2020, can I say what a ride? You started this journey 13 years ago as a 5 or 6 year old starting school, scared to death and not knowing what to expect as you walked into kindergarten. You fast forward 10 years and you started a journey of uncharted waters as you started high school. I feel safe to say the journey you all have been on the last 4 years has taken you to places and through experiences you never could imagine as a 13 or 14-year-old. When you walked through Watertown High School for the first time, what a journey it has been for the class of 2020. One thing we have in common with your journey is I'm quite a bit older than you, but we walked the halls of Watertown High School for the first time. You will always hold a special place in my heart. I started at Watertown High School the same year you did. It is amazing how fast 4 years have gone and how many memories have been packed in the last 4 years. Just know as you leave, these memories will always be with you. The only thing will change is every time you tell us stories about high school, they will get bigger and better than ever. And by the time you get my age, those stories grow into legendary status. But that's okay, because it will never get old. No matter how many times you tell a story of the good old days, it will always be fun remembering back on your days in high school and all the fun you had with your classmates. These past 4 years will be some of your fondest memories. For your class, on the other hand, you all have a different story to tell. No one in the history of our country will ever be able to tell the story you can tell. The year of the COVID-19 or the coronavirus. What a year it has been. It started a year with so much excitement. You started summer of your senior year getting senior pictures, made all kinds of plans for your senior year and what it was going to look like, and then March came. And who could have imagined what would happen next? In a matter of moments, life as you knew it would never be the same, and life as you knew your senior high school career would never be the same. All within a 2-week period, tornado, spring break, and corona. Little did we know in that 2-week period that your high school days were over. I can't imagine the gamut of emotions you have went through the last 4 years, and especially these last 4 months. There has been so many highs and lows, peaks and valleys. Unfortunately, you were put on a fast track to becoming a young adult and starting the next phase of life. I hope through all these difficult times, the last 4 months has given you a chance that you start the next chapter of your life and notice what matters most. As you take a look around you, your life as you see it today will never be the same. You will all never be in a class together again. All 118 of you are getting ready to embark on a journey that will take you in all directions of life. Some will go to work, start a family. Some will go to a career tech school. Some will go to a four-year school, and some will enter the military. No matter what path you are on, I hope these 4 years at Watertown High School will leave you with fond memories and that we have prepared you for what lies ahead. Remember, this will always be your home, and you will always be a part of the Purple Tiger family. Class of 2020, I leave you with two things. Thank you for allowing me to take the journey with you. I started at Watertown High School with you 4 years ago as an assistant principal. 4 years later, you leave here as my first graduating class as principal of Watertown High School. You will always hold a special place in my heart. I hope through all the highs and lows you have endured through your 4 years in high school, and most importantly, what you've experienced these past 4 months, has led you to realize what is most important in life. That is your friends and your family, and with them by your side, you will always be able to face anything life throws at you. I love you guys. Dr. Wright, I present to you the class of 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Are we ready? I don't know. The parents are louder than the students. Let's hear it one more time. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Here we go. By the authority vested in me by the State Board of Education and the Wilson County School Board, I have determined each of the seniors whose name shall be publicly announced has met at least the minimum requirements for graduation from Watertown High School and is eligible to receive a diploma of graduation. In the eyes of the principals and teachers of this school, we have determined that the following students have attained an approved attendance, conduct, and subject matter record which covers a 12-year program as established by the records on file in the offices of Watertown High School. Seniors, please prepare to come forward and receive your diploma.
Donna Marie Evans. Lenora Patrice Upchurch. John William Poston. Brianna Lynn Allison. Michael Lynn Anderson. David Bennett Armstead. Kaylee Isabel Baker. Jeremy Lee Barlow. Autumn Marie Beck. Catherine Cheyenne Bennett. Jaden Sway Bowen. Austin Taylor Brewington. Laura Lynn Bryan. Emily Bush. Hannah Grace Cantrell. Doremus Zamar D. Ray Carey. Tristan Brady Chappell. Michaelin Louise Cherry. Kathleen Michelle Cloud. Stephanie Alexia Coffey. Justin Collins. John Philip Compton. Allie Sloan Conrad. Devin Alexander Cooper. Preston Eeks Cresswell. Amber May Curry. Zachary Dedman. James Thomas Driver. Jonathan David Edelson. Michaela Ann Key. Joshua Dante Eldridge. Bryson Avery Taylor Elks. Kristen Lee Ellis. Aaron James Urton. Mia Joan Ewing. Bryant Foster Falcons. Kaylee Nicole Fish. Jasmine Haley Franklin. Joshua Reed French. Ruthie Regina Fripp. Tanasia Alexandria Gilly. Jackson Seth Green. Savannah Renee Gross. Emma Mae Gunlock. Rachel Marie Gunlock O'Connor. Corey Chance Gwaltney. Aislinn Jolie Haynes. Ashley Marie Haley. Ethan Shea Hampton. Sean Patrick Hanlon Waldron. Robert Wade Harmon. Elliot Keith Harrison. Briar Lee Height in absentia. Delaney Lynn Height. Chloe Elizabeth Hill. Dalen Nathaniel Hunt. Jaden Jermez Job. Ariana Diane Johns. Macy Lane Justice. Delisha Vontaria Kirkendall. Josie Ann Core. Justin Edward Kemp. Michaela Sky Lawrence. Mason Lee Loftus. Kinjaya Treviana Majors. Thomas James Marine. Christopher Blake Marks. Arbor Gowan McRoberts. Stratton Allen Mahaffey. Justin Nolan Middlebrooks. Cole Russell Miller. Kayla Madison Mincher. Jackson Edward Mitchell. Anthony Nelson Moody. Camden Ridge Morgan. Roy Wesley Morris. Sydney Marie Merle. Lincoln Sebastian Oran. Chase Neil Osteen. Isabella Alora Pace. Timothy Robert Parfait. Cody Blake Paris. Cassidy Jean Perisher. Tyler Evans Pettigo. Serenity Michelle Perry. Alex Danielle Queen. Maddie Isabel Ray. Scotty Easton Ray Humphrey. Tristan Joseph Record. Adriana Cura Reed. Sebastian Riviera Velez. Alexia Danielle Rose. Mason Carter Rowland. Jada Socher. Gina Lynn Shoulders. John Philip Simpkins. Owen Shane Saunders. Alexis Alicia Spoon in absentia. Caleb Michael Stafford. Sorry. Zoe Claire Stone. Madeline Marie Stoner. Braxton Tyler Swan. Nathan Frazier Sweeten. William J. Tate. Sarah Beth Michelle Tubbs. Francisco Vega Jr. Keandrick Raekwon Verge. Colton Wayne Overall Vickers. I'm gonna miss you. Gentry James Wall. Julie Leanne Watson. Angelina Peyton Westbrook. William Calvin White. Caleb James Whited. Elijah Cole Williams. Hannah Cheyenne Williams. Antonia Williamson. Emily Leanne Wombles. Bodie Kane Woods.
If everyone would please at this time, let's stand and Alex Queen will sing our alma mater.
Oh, yes. Okay. Graduates, you will find your programs under your seats with the words in the back. On our city's eastern border, towered against the sky, proudly stands our alma mater as the years go by. Forward ever be our watchword, conquer and prevail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, WHS all hail. Cherished by our sons and daughters, memory sweet shall throng. Round our hearts our alma mater, as we sing our song. Forward ever be our watchword, conquer and prevail. Hail to thee, our alma mater, WHS farewell.